Hey yo, it's your pal Chris here with another installment of the EC40 series from the front seat of my car. Parked, of course. Right now, that is. Just got back from my pal Steez, where we recorded the 204th episode of Horribly Off Topic, our podcast. I got to get inside and get that up because they come out on Mondays, and today is Monday, so I gotta get that out. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. Today I wanted to talk about the fact that I started teaching a pre-college class, which is at the college where I teach, and this is made up of high school students ranging from sophomores to seniors, and what I think is it's a good group of kids, and what I think is really the most challenging thing for me is to watch my mouth. I've gotten much better about it over the past few years. I had a student a few years ago, an undergraduate, who really just did not like swearing at all. And you know what? He shouldn't have to put up with it. I shouldn't swear in my classrooms, but I do. It sometimes comes out, and that's just part of who I am. And generally speaking, I haven't gotten that much negative feedback about it. But I do try to be more mindful of it ever since having that student. And I'm always trying to be professional, but to be professional in that respect is a little bit more challenging for me. I just sort of tend to let the vulgarities fly, as it were, the f bombs and the s bombs and the whatever. And it's funny. I don't necessarily love the word f bomb or s bomb, especially s bomb. Like, feel like F-bomb was enough. We didn't need to continue that trend. But in fact, we were using those terms in the class today because we don't want to overstep boundaries, right? The most important boundary is that I'm not allowed to teach them any stories with any sex in them at all. Had to take a whole course on this. A couple different things I had to go over last week. I don't know if I've talked about this on the show yet, but I had to go over a bunch of this stuff and really think hard about the stories that I would traditionally assign, and so. It's led to a really interesting reading list, honestly. We talked about 11 by Sandra Cisneros. Tomorrow, we're doing My Kid's Dog by Ron Hansen. We're going to take a look at St. Lucy's Home of Girls Raised by Wolves by Karen Russell. Note to Sixth Grade Self by Julie Oranger. And I'm forgetting, Tandolfo the Great by Richard Bausch. All stories I like. Not all stories that I've taught in a fiction writing context. I've taught some of them just in a literature context. And what's the difference, you ask? Well, in a literature course, we're talking about the meaning and all sorts of stuff that you've taken a literature class. In a creative writing class, we are. This is a metaphor I used with the students today. We're looking at a story the way an architect looks at a building, right? We want to see how the thing was made and see if there's anything we can learn from how that thing was made so that we can use those tips and tricks in our own thing, whatever we're making. It's an interesting challenge to watch my mouth, to not swear in front of these kids. I think I can call them kids. I mean, they are people. I could talk about them as people, as persons, as whatever. But even more so than with my college students who are younger than me but are legal adults, I think I can call these kids. And they're a talented bunch of kids so far. Looking forward to a cool 5 days with them, and seeing what we can cook up in terms of fiction writing. that was my day.